Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 124.3. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released June 4th, 2014, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Adventure Time The Flip Side number 6 of 6. Will Finn and Jake finally be able to get Monkey Wizard to kidnap Painting Princess and right all the wrong that is happening in Ooo? Everything is backwards and sometimes forwards, but always upside down. Don't miss out on the final issue of The Flip Side. Next, we have Big Trouble in Little China number 1. Why we love it? Big Trouble in Little China is one of our favorite cult classic films because it mashed together 80s action and supernatural fantasy movies with 70s kung fu flicks. This is the first time any new Big Trouble stories have been told, and we have the film's original director, John Carpenter, working with Eric Powell on the story. You can't beat that. Why you'll love it? Eric Powell is a huge fan of Big Trouble in Little China, so the sense of humor and over-the-top action he brings to the goon will be all over this book. Plus, Brian Chirilla's art on this perfectly captures the outrageous world of Big Trouble. What it's about? Jack Burton, a macho truck-driving adventurer, finds a stowaway hiding on his rig, the Pork Chop Express. But that soon becomes the least of his troubles. He helped his best friend Wang save his fiancée from the clutches of a demon, but now the wedding has been invaded by more evil forces with one thing on their minds: revenge against Jack Burton. We've also got Garfield number 26. As summer heats up, we've got 2 all-new Garfield stories. In the first, John gets caught up in another wacky scheme, followed by a tale where Garfield spends the day making a new friend. Next, we have Revelations number 6 of 6. Detective Charlie Northern is close to the truth behind the death of the Pope's successor, but he struggles with his quickly fracturing faith. With the implication of a dark, corrupt cult at the very heart of the Vatican, Northern's investigation into one unexplained death might dismantle one of the oldest, most valued institutions in the world. Discover the truth in this final chapter of Jenkins and Ramos's thrilling mystery. We've also got Suicide Risk number 14. With the Requiem identity in full control now, Tracy, Danny, and Suni must find a way to survive the vengeful god now wearing Leo Winter's body. But Requiem has his own plans, and having been thwarted before, he's not going to let something as simple as family get in his way. And we have Woods number 2. While the crew of students led by Adrian and Karen come face to face with the unseen terrors of the alien woods, tensions boil over back at the school as power-hungry players seize the opportunity to take control. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Angel and Faith Season 10, number 3. Angel has found everyone is going to the same person in London's Magic Town for advice, and it's decidedly not him. But she is someone Angel can take partial credit for, and the Pixie Menaces have stepped up their muscle with another lady from Angel's past. Meanwhile, Faith is screwing up again. Next, we have Ghost number 4. While Ghost is out busting Chicago scum, her friends discover a eulogy written for Alyssa Cameron's funeral. It speaks of her idyllic childhood and a tragic loss of innocence. One woman's quest for justice comes into focus as past and present meld and the hero known as Ghost is born. We've also got Lobster Johnson Get the Lobster number 4 of 5. After shooting a gung-ho NYPD chief right through the head, Lobster heads to the villain's massive laboratory where he's attacked by 2 huge steampunk cyborgs. Next, we had Michael Avon Oeming's The Victories number 12. Lady Dragon has infiltrated the secret organization run by her father, and now she must decide, turn her back on the Victories or continue to help them from the inside. Meanwhile, Sleeper's attempts to contact her lead to some unusual and unexpected results. And we've got Robert E. Howard's Savage Sword number 8, 80 pages of adventure from the mind of pulp master Robert E. Howard. Solomon Kane comes to the rescue in a wolf-infested forest, while Conrad and Kirwan plumb the depths of the supernatural, plus more pioneering adventures of Breckenridge Elkins, and an original Conan story by John Arcudi. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Battlestar Galactica number 12, a day in the life aboard Galactica as seen through the eyes of 2 of the smallest characters aboard, Boxy and his Daggett. What is life like for an innocent boy growing up in a strange, dangerous, exciting, and often lonely world? An unusual and compelling take on Battlestar life. Next, we have Black Bat number 11. Black Bat has managed to toe the line throughout his quest for redemption, but when someone close to him dies, will he finally cross that line and become a killer? Also, Oliver Snate's mystery guardian angel pulls back the curtain and finally reveals himself, propelling this story towards its gut-wrenching conclusion. We've also got Captain Action Cat, the Timestream Catastrophe number 2 of 4. The journey through the Timestream continues as Captain Action Cat, Chem, Golden Age Action Cat, and Dr. Evil Cat spin wildly out of control. Their discombobulated trip takes them to unsuspecting lands, unfamiliar places, and the dimension of the fantastic phantom apparition known as the Ghost. Who is she? What's her deal? Is she a cat person? We sure hope so. Who is trying to possess the ultimate evil anyway? Just when our heroes make sense of things, they come face to face with the mysterious man known as X. All this and a sample of jungle fury from the cheetah called the Savage Beauty. Be careful not to crush on her, or she will crush you. Next we have Chaos number 2 of 6. The hunt is on as the chosen kids raise the dead and search for evil Ernie. Chastity revolts against purgatory, leading to a vampire catfight to end all vampire catfights. We've also got Doc Savage number 6. As the millennium draws to a close in 2000, Doc Savage's operation is expanded into a worldwide network of call centers and help desks, enabling him to assist more people than ever. But when a terrorist organization hacks into Doc's servers and cripples the infrastructure with a malicious virus, countless lives are put at risk. And as planes begin to fall from the skies, can even the Man of Bronze save them all? Next we have Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files War Cry number 1 of 6. 4 months have passed since the events depicted in Deadbeat, Jim Butcher's New York Times best-selling 7th novel in the Dresden Files series. A war is raging between the vampire forces of the Red Court and the White Council, a war the wizards are losing. So desperate are the council that they've dragooned the experienced and the outcast to reinforce their thinning ranks of wardens. One of these draftees is one Harry Dresden, Chicago's only wizard for hire, and a guy who's long been looked upon with suspicion by the supernatural authorities. Now he's one of them, and his first big mission as a warden is a doozy. Take a small team of greenhorns to a frigid town in the middle of nowhere to rescue a handful of mortals who've been targeted by the Red Court. The question is, why exactly are these particular mortals so crucial to the outcome of the war? The answer will come only if Harry can keep them and his team alive for one very long night. An all-new, original Dresden Files story featuring stunning artwork from Carlos Gomez. And we've got new Vampirella number 1. In Feast of Shadows, the first in a 6-part Our Lady of Shadows story arc, Vampirella is sent by the Vatican to investigate the kidnapping of a little girl by Ethan Shroud and the Chaos Cultists, only to become the centerpiece of a ritual invoking Lady Umbra, the sister bride of Chaos, that leaves her marked as a living sacrifice to the dark goddess who rules the shadows. Vampirella is back and returns to her horror roots with Bram Stoker award-winning author Nancy A. Collins and Patrick Birkenkotter. From IDW Publishing, we've got G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 203. While G.I. Joe continues to adjust to their new circumstances, Cobra Commander begins making his play to unite Cobra. However, his serpentine plot has many twists and turns, and with Zartan, Destro, and Baroness in the mix, the results may be unexpected and dangerous. All the pieces fall into place in G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 203. Next, we have Judge Dredd Mega City 2 number 5 of 5. Dredd's West Coast adventure comes to an explosive conclusion. As judges from around the world gather for LawCon, Dredd's secret mission leads him into high-speed mayhem and toward a potentially catastrophic revelation. All eyes are on him, but the City of Courts has one last trial to put him through. We've also got Maxx Maxximized number 8. Max and Pitt continued. In the outback, an oversized Julie gets aggressive with the tiny and annoying Mr. Gone, which brings her one step closer to revealing the possible source of her trauma. While Max and Pitt manage to use old VHS tapes to restrain the berserk meanwhile Sarah confronts a horse who speaks to her on the side of a building. Next, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 34. Trying to figure out a way to thwart Krang's earth-ravaging monstrosity, the Technodrome, Don seeks the help of his genius but cranky friend Harold. Unfortunately, Harold has his hands full with his newest invention, the robotic turtle Metalhead. And we've got X-Files Art Gallery number 1. This special ad-free issue presents new portraits of all your favorite X-File agents, aliens, shadowy figures, and friends and enemies, all rendered by the dynamic hands of a wide array of talented artists. From Image Comics, we've got 68 Rule of War number 3. Face to face with the psychopath that murdered his only son, CIA agent Delkin Rule learns the meaning of pain at the turn of a scalpel's blade. An abandoned airstrip in Vietnam introduces Kuan Yam and his followers to the unlikely agents of heaven, and in New Jersey, the Kuan's desperate journey downriver delivers them into the hands of a madman. Next, we have Burn the Orphanage Reign of Terror number 2 of 5. Tensions are rising as Rock's distrust for Isabel splits the rebel group in two. With resources dwindling and spirits descending, Mancorp's assault bots will have an easy time picking the team off unless they can find a way to work together. We've also got Clone number 17. As the Coalition's anti-clone agenda grows stronger, one man adopts a grassroots approach, knocking bigots' teeth out. Next, we have Darkness, Close Your Eyes one-shot. Alice Cott joins Maro Alexicki to deliver this special Darkness one-shot. Los Angeles more than 100 years ago, a different place, yet the sun still burns down the ground and oil fields flow. This is the story of another estacado. This is the story of love. This is the story of death. We've also got Dream Police number 2. Dream Police Lieutenants Joe Thursday and Katie Black have always been partners. At least that's what they both remember. But if that's true, why does Joe keep having recurring visions of a partner he never had? Is it just his imagination? With Dreamscape constantly on the verge of destruction, what difference can one man's memory really make? The answer may be more important than any of them can guess. Next we have 5 Ghosts number 12, Lost Coastline's conclusion. In the midst of a battle against his greatest foe, Fabian is faced with an impossible decision. Who will survive the Island of Dreams? We've also got 5 Weapons number 9, Back to Class Part 4. Enrique, Principal O, and the nurse unleash a full assault against Tyler in order to regain power of the school clubs. But Tyler isn't going down without a fight because he has a secret weapon of his own, the fastest animal on Earth, Principal Z's Cheetah. Next we have Great Pacific number 15, Big Game Hunter Part 1. New Texas is growing, along with tensions between Chaz Worthington's people and the nuclear-armed Little Chief, whose mysterious band of outlawed tribesmen also called the Pack their home. But when a hunter of weapons and men comes hunting both, Chaz will have to pick sides and risk a civil war. We've also got Madam Frankenstein number 2 of 7. Now that he's built his creature, Vincent has started teaching her how to be a lady. Meanwhile, his rival, feeling guilty over the death of their mutual love, begins to investigate into what's going on down in the lab. Next we have Nailbiter number 2. Officer Nicholas Finch doesn't care about Buckaroo, Oregon's serial killer, or its secrets. He just wants to find his missing friend. With time running out, he turns to the one man who has all the answers, the infamous Nailbiter. We've also got One Hit Wonder number 3 of 5. The shocking events of last issue have left Richie angrier than ever. He's determined to find out who has targeted someone very close to him. His journey only begins, and on the way he'll cross paths with an old friend, a pretender, a dead guy with weird tattoos, and a human bomb. Next we have Rise of the Magi number 1. A small black sphere contains all the magic that exists, past, present, and future. Without it, 2 worlds would not survive. The sphere has been protected for centuries by a spell that was believed unbreakable. As a stone throw, a common man in the world of magic discovers the spell has been breached and a small chip of the black sphere has been stolen. We've also got Spawn number 244. After seeking out answers about Sarah's whereabouts, Jim leaves the individual responsible, but not without sending a message. Will he make it to Sarah's aid in time? Next we've got Superannuated Man number 1 of 6. From the critically acclaimed creator of Miniature Jesus. By the time most people realized it, they were no longer in charge of the world we know. In an unspecified future, the small seaside town of Blackwater has now been taken over by advanced and mutated animals. Most of the humans that live there are now either dead or gone, but one old man remains, scavenging off the scraps and refuse of humanity's past and doggedly defying the new tenants. And we've got Witchblade number 175, double-sized anniversary issue. Starting a new storyline, the team of writer Ron Mars and artist Laura Braga continue their acclaimed run, providing an entry point for new readers as well as a celebration of all that's gone before. Also features a second story by Mars and Braga revealing a previously untold tale of the Witchblade in feudal Japan, as well as other bonus features. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Quantum and Woody number 11. Q plus W equals dead meat. The mad super scientists of Edison's radical acquisition are back. Well, the ones who aren't dead anyway, or the ones who were dead and, came back. Who is the mysterious new leader calling the shots? And how will Quantum and Woody survive a second fight against the 1980s robots, mad vivisectionists, and evil astronomers who almost offed them in the first place? Will Fredo Torres join Team QW for this hilarious new 2-parter? And we've got Rye number 2, Discover the Astonishing World of the 41st Century. Matt Kint and Clayton Crane's one-of-a-kind adventure proves that there is nothing else in comics like Rye. In the far future of 4001 AD, Japan is a single endless city-state governed by a benevolent artificial intelligence and policed by one lone enforcer, the mysterious Rye, spirit guardian of the rising sun. But soon a single bullet will shatter the peace that has taken 2,000 years to secure. Out in trades, we've got Morning Glories Volume 7 trade paperback. The Truants are back in class, and that means new mysteries abound. And whatever happened to Abraham? The answer to that question and more as Season 2 races on, collects the suspense-filled arc Honors. And we've got Protectors Inc. Volume 1 trade paperback. Chicago is home base for Protectors Inc., a corporation renting out superpowered men and women as franchises and heroes and spokespersons, making money and enjoying prestige and power in a world without superpowered bad guys. But when one of the Protectors is found murdered, the trail begins to lead back to one of his other teammates. None of them want to consider the possibility that one of their own is turned to the dark side, so it falls to Lieutenant Detective John Riley to follow the evidence wherever it goes. His journey will take him into a maze of secrets going back over 70 years to the creation of the very first Protector, and a killer whose identity may threaten the very existence of Protectors Inc. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.